Come on, Spotify.
But-
I just want to see some willies while I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the Musically Challenged podcast.
Hello.
So, go on, Sam.
Merry Christmas.
Whatever, fine.
Happy Christmas.
It's getting close to Christmas.
And a merry nearly there.
Literally, my brain is like trying to process like what I was like which one, what would be the date when this one goes out? It's like, Sam, this is the first one. It will be going out when it always goes out next Sunday. Saturday!
Yay!
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
So,
we're not restarting.
The reason for confusing dates is we're bulk recording, which is the worst idea we've probably ever had.
You know, I was planning for us to suddenly break the fourth wall at some point without us realising.
Yeah.
But we've just done it
That's from the
straight
start.
away, so that's fine. Let's continue with
Yeah.
it. Today we're going to be talking about what is, I'm not sure about you guys, but my personal favourite album
Sure is your
of 2016, because we're getting to the end now.
It's close.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is going to come out that's going to beat it, because it's a 10 out of 10, and you guys love it. You guys love them as well.
Unless RTJ3 come out of the woodwork and release their album.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't
If
know
they
about
do,
that.
please. LP. I've been a good boy.
Put me on your good list. I want the album. RTJ.
I mean, you know, Killer Mike has the build of Santa.
He did.
Sorry, Father Christmas.
Oh, of course.
Happy Hanukkah,
Santa.
by the way. Oh, Santa.
No, for
Happy
fuck's sake.
Happy Festivus.
This is for
Happy
the rest
World
of us.
Day. Happy World Day, everybody. So that's
So yeah, this album,
Yep.
Death Grips Bottomless Pit. We haven't had a chance to talk about Death Grips.
I was gonna say it's about
in
damn
detail.
time.
I mean, we've talked about Death Grips.
We've mentioned them in passing.
I've mentioned them before.
Yeah.
Firstly, about how I didn't like them.
Yeah.
At all?
I hated them.
Yeah.
With a passion.
Yeah. Same. I was
And
the same.
then now, you know, I'm a fan.
You're a big fan.
I am a big fan.
I think we're all big fans.
You're still salty about not coming to
Yeah.
see them with me live.
Well, it was a bit pricey.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
It was
To be fair, were you
back
that
at the
interested?
point where it was like I decided I liked Death Grips, and then you were like, "Oh, Sam, do you want to come see them live? 30 quid." I'm like,
It was more like 40 something, but
Yeah.
I mean, regardless.
Even worse.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of other bands, so it was worth it for me.
Yeah,
and I
fair
don't know if you would have, so that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, Bottomless Pit.
Yeah.
We should give a little bit of background to Death Grips, because while we've mentioned them in passing, they do need a bit of explanation. So
They sure
thank
do.
you, Mike. I'm assuming because I'm the most
mate.
well-versed Death Grips fan.
That's what I was gonna say. This is your,
wore
this is
this
your
shirt
segment, boy.
just for this episode.
Oh.
"Look at him go!"
Damn.
That's the Death Grip shirt.
Yep.
So,
I need a
Death
good
Grips.
shirt.
They formed in 2010. They're from Sacramento, California. And they are often put under the umbrella term of experimental hip-hop because they've got a lead frontman.
They have a lead
Not just any frontman.
yeah. He's
Who
at the
is
front,
who
very
is
lead
off
who
as
is
well.
black and shouts into a microphone and vaguely sounds like he's rapping.
Straight
He
off
sounds
the,
very angry.
Straight off the secret menu at McDonald's, he is McBride.
McBride,
Yeah,
McBride.
Stefan.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to
Stephen-
McDonald's and ask for a McRide, they'll spit in your burger. That's the McRide.
Yeah. MC Ride is a spitty person.
Stefan Burnett, MC Ride, or just Ride, I think, as he's meant to be known.
To his friends.
So it's him, and then there are two others. There is Zach Hill, who's the drummer,
Who potentially had sex with
who has played in some bands previously.
your... Okay.
A band called Hella, who are kind of weird experimental math rock band, also from California. And then there is Flatlander, Andy Morin on production, on synths,
It's that other guy.
who is just that other guy
Yeah.
who's an absolute
to be
psycho.
fair, yeah.
He's also there.
He is there, and my God, does he make his presence felt? Like when he's playing on his keyboards and everything, he just has an angry face all the time. Just head bangs. He used to wear capes on stage.
How can you be angry when you're playing a keyboard?
Oh, I was like,
If you're
he
in Death
just.
Grips, you're angry all
You're
the
angry
time.
all the
Yeah,
time.
But it's not possible, is it?
So
It's a funny image.
they have been ever since they released their debut mixtape in 2011, Ex-Military, they've been kind of on the fringes of what is kind of the like 2010s hip hop, if you will, kind of at one extreme end of it, because Ex-Military was incredibly aggressive, incredibly loud. MC Rai was shouting at the top of his lungs throughout the entire thing, and it was quite
Sounds like him, to be honest.
Exactly.
Glorious.
And it was difficult to kind of process everything because of just how aggressive and ferocious it was.
Guillotine.
Guillotine was the song that most people remember from it, because they actually made some music videos for it just on their own.
Yep.
They just wandered around and took videos
Made the
while they were
videos.
there and then just pieced them together.
Fair enough.
So kind of a DIY punk aesthetic to it. And
Which I think is why people generally like Death Grips, is that it's the pure, unfiltered aggression
yeah,
that they provide.
definitely. That's the reason I'm into
Yeah.
them so much. Like, I love a good rapper. I mean, everyone knows that. But
Yeah. You also love a good ratter.
Someone kill it. There's a rat. There's a rat in the tree.
Down a
Someone
trap.
stomp it out.
And they just kept on releasing new stuff that was like genre bending. There was like punk, there was noise, there was hip hop in it, there was electronic stuff in it.
As long as
There was
my
a very shouty
they made
man in it.
there was always the very shouty man. My personal favourite of them of theirs being the album they released in 2012, the first album they released in 2012, The Money Store.
First full album.
Still one of my favourite albums of all time.
Damn.
That's where they kind of started this whole abrasive ear candy thing,
Ooh.
to borrow a phrase.
Ooh.
And
Julian, don't skip over drummer's penis deep web.
now,
Yeah.
No Love Deep Web, where Zach Hill's dick is on the cover.
They took a picture of his dick
Is-
and he felt it pen the album name on it.
Yeah.
He did,
So-
yeah.
I didn't actually know that he'd felt tip pen No Love Deep Web on it, because until about 2 weeks ago I hadn't actually seen the uncensored album cover, because Spotify censors it.
Cucks.
Whenever you
Disgusting.
buy it on a CD or vinyl, it comes in a like thick opaque black sleeve, so
Why
you can't see the
can't-
dick.
Come on, Spotify.
Yeah.
I just want to see some willies while I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
So No Love Deep Web was a little bit more electronic focused, some nice drumming from Zach Hill, a little bit more electronic and less kind of punky and live.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they released an album in 2013 called Government Plates, which wasn't quite as memorable, but did feature Robert Edward from Twilight Pattinson on guitars at some
man.
point, which, you know, fair enough, you're a shit actor, but that was good.
Fair.
And then they did some really abstract electronic stuff and collaborated with Bjork and a few other people on collaborated.
Yeah.
Zach Hill
Collaborate.
put
That's
his
an
penis
inverted
in her vagina. Confirmed.
He did a sex.
100%
He
confirmed,
did a-
because he was in the liner notes of Volnicura.
Yeah.
Did a good sex with her.
And that's the thing that they collaborated with was one of my
man.
favourite of their albums outside of The Money Store. But enough of that. That was 2014 and 15. Now we're in 2016.
That's this year.
And
We're here.
building on what they did in 2015 with Jenny Death, where they incorporated more guitars and more kind of punk aggression, Bottomless Pit is really where the punk ethos shows itself the most in Death Grips'
Full on
discography.
punk. It ain't,
So
Yeah.
it ain't rap.
Ain't none of this.
It's full
rap
it's a
stuff.
weird hybrid, because you can still
yeah.
there's still the hip hop roots of the banger beats and his shouting and his
Yeah.
rhyming
I mean,
and his
he's always
flows.
shouting.
I
But
mean, MC Ride does lend some rap verses, but it's definitely more shouty than it is rappy.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the
you
appeal
know,
for me.
compared to something like Get Got,
go.
where he's like
Oh,
flows insane.
Well, it's a flow
He's
is the appeal there.
He's
sort of thing.
he's taken away the flows and replaced it with even more aggression. So
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
fucking screaming, but like not to the point where it's like
It's not like
you know, it's
screamo or
not
anything
screamo.
like that.
It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like
It's punk.
I don't know.
It's just punk.
from
Yeah.
yeah. It's not screeching. It's like from the gut. He's like
He's just an angry man.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Standard
an
MC
angry.
Right scream.
yeah.
No, I think it's worth talking about the opening track on this thing.
Yes.
Because while other Death Grips albums, like in my opinion, are like extremely iconic for like their opening tracks and that like the first impression that they left on me, which is why I love them so much. Just because how much they surprised me, I didn't expect what I got.
Blast.
Giving Bad People Good Ideas, the opening track, it still just blows me away
It is
There's a
good.
every time.
It's like it's pretty much here telling you like this is gonna be full on aggression.
This gon' be good.
You're
oh
not
boy.
you're not gonna be able to like relax for this entire the entirety of this album, and like you know you got the blaring guitars as well, just like constantly playing chords like to show you know you get.
That's the best part of the song for me. It's the female voice that's like keep giving bad people good ideas, and then after a bit of that,
it's just
giving
like
bad people good ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It is fantastic, and you know, originally when I listened to this, sort of the first 2 tracks put me off because of that. Like, this is when I was not a fan of Death Grips.
Yeah.
Those 2 put me off, and I was like, oh, if this is what it's going to be like the whole way through,
not gonna listen.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not going to like it.
Yeah.
Thing is, I find that these first 2 tracks, this being Giving Bad People Good Ideas and
Hothead.
which originally when I started liking Death Grips, I only liked because it was funny.
It's a good meme because it's really
it's
shouty.
literally just like MC Ra going blah 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 blah.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then
Blah 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 blah.
it's fantastic. I just love the bit in it where it sort of starts off sort of low key like blah 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 blah, blah. and then it stops and you hear like MC Ra go. Oh, like I can like imagine him like looking at the waveform for the song. I'm like, oh no,
That's great. Love that.
yeah.
I love the way that song ramps up.
Yeah, it was so intense.
But the guitar just like, you're like, here we go, and then just boom, MC Right.
Yeah. So that was great, and then the rest of it, I feel it's still aggressive. And it's still vulgar and disgusting.
Yeah.
And has terrible imagery. And it's just fantastic for that. But it's not as aggressive as the first 2. Which like when I first listened, like when I was like, alright, I like Death Grips now. I feel like if I'd have listened past those first 2 songs and listened to something like Spikes or BB Poison or anything like that.
Oh shit. Sorry, continue.
Please excuse Julian. He's mixing
He's
beverage,
mixing his own BB Poison.
beverage with vodka, and he may have not put in enough mixer there. And he felt the kick.
We're drinking, by the way. We're drinking heavily.
Yes.
As per.
These degenerates here are drinking vodka. I'm being more classy. I've got a bunch of craft beers.
Care package.
Oh, that's a kick, but it's a good kick.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending me the beers, man.
I don't get any beers from my parents.
Is that our first like listener donation that we've got? Can we set up like a
GoFundMe?
Like,
yeah?
Just like send us alcohol so we can deal with each other, please.
Send me a nude.
So
I hate these guys.
What were you saying about Spikes? Spikes.
It was like it's more like compared to the others, it's more sort of
catchy,
chill.
You know what happened with me? I had the same thing. So like Hothead was such a big meme for me when I first started listening.
It's still a great meme.
It's still a great meme, but I actually like listening to it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is only like really recently that I started liking it. But when you first were like, oh, you should listen to Death Grips because that's what you were like. You were very like, ooh, Death Grips are the best. You should like get into them.
Yes,
and I don't blame you.
We were like,
I don't blame you.
Julian, please.
That's probably because I
know
tried introducing them to you like during pre's.
Yeah, true.
When you try to trust me with the aux chord, which you did recently as well.
Yeah, that was only a joke because when like as you were coming in the door, Jay and Nick like turned to each other and went like, guys, don't give him the aux chord. He's just gonna play weird shit.
I played some good stuff.
You did, and then like as soon as you like went at the door, I was like, Julian,
have the aux. Anyway, yeah. So so the only song that I liked was Air.
Because Air was like the most chill, right?
Yeah. The reason was it had what I had like found as really addictive.
It is
and I've said before,
addictive,
microbeats. Which is
the little noises that go off. You don't typically associate with Death Grips, but
so,
that Bjork collaboration really rubbed off on them.
I think it did
in ways more than one.
For a while, I was not a fan of, I was a fan of Air, and then I started liking Death Grips, and then I wasn't a fan of Air because I'm like, it's boring.
It's not.
I went back and listened through Bottomless Pit this week, and I went, the beat on Air is really interesting.
It's really
you know what it
subtle.
does? Yeah,
it's really nice.
This album starts with the 2 really aggressive ones, like giving bad people good ideas. It's like, oh, maybe this isn't so aggressive.
The middle is where the lull is, though.
Yeah, but the lull is filled in with all of these interesting
exactly.
micro beats, like these experimental sort of electronic-y elements.
Yeah,
at
much more
times.
electronic stuff going in.
So it sort of fills in with like interesting like hooks that keep you there.
Yeah. And the lyrics in Air as well are quite interesting because he talks about like how little of a fuck he gives about everything.
Yeah,
and he talks about like forget shit like Death Grips, like Air.
He doesn't care.
2-letter text translation.
Translation,
so not
next.
transition.
Next.
Oh, it's so good. It's great. It's just so sassy.
It is.
MC Ride's such a sassy bitch.
He is. He spits on people at gigs.
He does.
I was fortunate enough to meet the guy who got spat on in Bristol.
He's a blessed person.
He was
Did you wipe some of the spit off and like
rubbed it in my face like
I've been blessed by the elixir of
eternal life.
Yeah. You rubbed it on your face.
Eternal anger.
It's like diamond water.
You rubbed it on your face and instantly you tried to speak and you just shouted. What's going on? I don't understand. It's like when you take in helium through a balloon and you don't think you're gonna.
But the exact opposite of that.
You're like.
There's no way my voice could sound any different.
You're like,
what would MC Ride sound like on helium?
He would sound normal.
Although he does pitch shift his voice, doesn't he?
That's right. Because we'll talk. We have that in a little bit. Because that's a side project. But can we now talk about what I think and has kind of come up recently as my favourite song on the album?
Yeah.
Bubbles Buried in This Jungle.
Bubbles Buried.
Mainly because of how good the live performance of it was. But my God, is this song bang!
It's one of the standouts.
It is one of the there's like a group of them which in my mind which are like when these come on I'm like yes. I mean the rest of them are just insanely good.
Yeah.
But when these come on I'm like let's get
Boy!
Yeah. You just get sucked in.
I have a playlist called blah 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 which is all my favourite Death Grips songs and there are lots from Bottomless Pit including Bubbles Buried in This Jungle.
I would argue that despite the reputation that the Money Store had way back in the days being very groundbreaking and a new sound and everything, Bottomless Pit is where the most catchy Death Grip songs are. So Bubbles Buried in This Jungle, and in a way for me Hothead just because of how insane it is.
Very catchy.
Spikes
is really
as well,
catchy,
extremely catchy.
If you remember when I first started
listening to
Trash Death Grips, we were just walking around and out of nowhere I'd just be like Spikes.
Anytime you heard the word spikes.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't, I was just like Spikes.
It's just in your head, isn't it?
I think he's trying to communicate.
I was in a lecture the other day and I had fuck you in air off of Bottomless Pit stuck in my head and I literally wanted to get out the lecture just so I could be like fuck you in air.
You should have just screamed.
Fuck you in air.
You should have just put up your hand and be like, question.
Fuck you in air.
It's just that sort of album. That's why I'm like,
and then
when you're in the mood for it, you have to listen to it, and then you're just like,
that's what I love about this album. Is the lyrics. He's constantly shouting it. He's shouting it.
which is off-putting.
You don't. When you listen to it, you don't really pick up You couldn't listen to it and transcribe all the lyrics.
No, definitely.
But you just pick up lines, and each line is so vulgar.
Yeah,
it would just make you smile.
It does.
There's stuff about searching for a cyst in Bubbles Buried in This
Jungle.
Something like that. It's just.
And then there's stuff
in a good neighborhood.
3 bedrooms in a good neighborhood.
I was going to say
fire like a bugger is made out of wood.
Yeah.
Another one of the best songs on the album.
Bottomless Pit, which is oh god, I can't even remember.
My table through your head.
That's
my table through your head. My table through your head, my body through your bed.
That's
I'm not in my glory hole.
No. All up in my glory hole. It's something about
There's in Ring a Bell. There's stuff about a woman being a mosquito when she's being around you for just sex and stuff. It's just something try your luck in porn or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
does not care.
There's some really weird song topics on this album.
That's what's great about Death Grips is every time you listen to it, you just discover more just vulgar shit that they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the songs get more and more intense the more you pick out.
Exactly.
The sound of everything matches what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You couldn't have a regular rap beat over these kind of things.
The sound of it is so good that you don't even need to listen to the lyrics. It's just the whole vibe of it.
Yeah.
like,
The
you just
emotion,
got
the anger
You've
that
got
builds
this
up in
dude
you.
shouting, but he's like, it's not like he's just going mental. He's like, he's doing it to a rhythm.
It's MC Ride, not MC Mental.
Exactly. MC Mental's banger.
I can't do it that fast.
You can't even do it as quick as MC Mental. If you've never heard anything by MC Mental, search him up on YouTube. He's very funny.
He's Scouse as well.
Yeah.
You should go into death metal.
Back in the old days of like when everyone in every like Scouser was obsessed with hip hop and they just created shite rap tunes.
Those good old days.
Yeah, good old days of 7-year-olds uploading their like
Trash.
their trash.
Trash
to
talk.
YouTube. It's another
We
great
upload trash.
Speaking
great
of trash,
song off the
Face
album.
down, trash. Bigots, trash.
Okay.
That's the song all about how the internet is like full of trash and
Yeah.
how all it gets used for
pretty
is
sure-
just shit on
trash
it.
I'm pretty
onto it,
sure he
nobody
talks
cares.
about Vivo as well.
Oh, I'm
He does.
sure he does.
Because he says, like, says something about like there's like Vivo ass in there at some point.
Doesn't need to mention it as well. Like, Death Grips are quite
Anti-establishment.
They're anti-establishment.
But they're the memes.
They're one of the big memes, one of the big music memes, and
I'm looking at you, MU, or
Yeah,
4chan,
exactly.
you
That's MU fault,
bastards.
isn't it?
They,
Yeah.
they love making memes.
They do. They lend themselves to meme culture, honestly.
They do.
They do.
And
Would you
Trash
say
addresses
they're
it
Would
already.
you say they're more memey than Radiohead?
No.
I like the
don't know.
Radiohead
I
memes
think
more
like
for obvious reasons.
I think that's what I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember where it was. But it said like, you know, a musician's really good when they can make like really serious, serious and
Pretty
dark,
depressing songs.
serious
Fuck
and
you,
dark,
Earth.
and serious
Well.
and dark songs, and people still like make memes of them.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
like
They
all
just
the,
can't
all the
not
like
love them.
all the great like cult bands like Radiohead and
Neutral
and Death
Milk
Grips.
Hotel.
Milk Hotel. It's like you
My
listen
Bloody
to their
Valentine.
music.
Yeah,
you listen
yeah.
to their music, it's fantastic, and then you like
You look at
go
the
on.
memes.
You
Well,
go
that's when you know
online
it's
and see
more-
the memes, and they're just like it's great.
It's
a
all
great,
round.
like,
It's my lifeblood.
Great.
yeah, it's a
We
great.
upload
It's a
trash.
great juxtaposition. Like
You walk
Nice
out the
word.
big words,
Yeah.
boy.
Mate, I was-
You've beaten Sonic Evolution.
Mate, I was saving juxtaposition
Listen,
because
just for this.
I remember a couple episodes ago I wanted to use the word juxtaposition, but I forgot it, and then I was like, right, juxtaposition. has to
Animal
be
Collective
used.
too.
Yeah, they've got
memes.
some quality memes.
Quality memes.
You produced the meme.
I might link that in the description now that you mentioned it.
do
That's
it.
very good.
Did
We
you
did-
put it on YouTube?
I still haven't yet.
You need to get it on. You need to get it on r/.
For those who are wondering, it's Brother Sport, but every time Avi says "Open up, yeah," it gets
Open up,
faster.
yeah. Open
And
up, yeah.
every time,
Open up, yeah.
and every time he goes mad, it gets bass boosted.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's fantastic.
It's a good meme.
Yeah, he made that in the cafeteria the other
We
day.
eat
and
lunch.
In the
we were-
cafeteria.
And we were, the canteen, the fountain canteen,
Yeah.
Bath University.
Oh, the university.
And
Don't
we,
worry, that happens all the
and
time.
like, having a sandwich. And he was just like, listen to this. And I was just like, like, there were people around. I was like, I gotta like, keep my composure.
I almost spat my
So
sandwich out at
funny.
one point. I was like, Jesus.
It's like, it's great.
It's a good meme.
Gates off.
It's better.
Great.
What?
Shall we get back
Let's
to
get back to Bottomless Pit, and in particular, Bottomless Pit, the closing track.
I was gonna say
Yes.
that I love
My-
that.
Because
my-
while I think the
That's my
album
new
lulls
favourite
in the
dish.
middle ever so slightly,
Yeah.
it ramps
The end.
straight
I was
back
gonna
up.
say,
It's definitely like, start off full on aggression.
yeah.
Goes down to the more sort of subtle stuff. You got
Yeah.
warping, you got air, you
But
got
you pick out the start of stuff.
yeah.
Oh, this is
and
nice.
it's like, oh yeah, this is cool, and then it ramps back up
It
for the
does.
ending, like full on aggression.
Full
You
on.
got like 3
I think
bedrooms
Bottomless
and good
Pit-
neighbourhoods.
I think it's the most
Yeah.
intense one
I
on
think
the album.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I know Hothead's really
And giving
intense.
bad people good ideas as well.
And yeah, they're both angry at the start, but this
Yeah.
is just intense.
I wouldn't say the Bottomless Pit is the most aggressive, but it's definitely my favourite.
Yeah,
Really?
It's my
Okay.
favourite.
I think because I like Death Grips more punky stuff than I do their rap stuff.
So there's stuff.
I like their punky
especially
stuff.
on an album like this,
Yeah.
where MC Ride is not like going all out on flows. He's going all out on aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it when he sort of takes that in and goes for a punky track, because a punky track works better with just the full on like aggressive
I agree.
shouting, and
Yeah.
this is just great. You got like the blaring guitar, great guitar riff.
The guitar in this is great.
And just like
It's basically one chord, but anyway.
And shout out to Zach Hill's drumming as
Yeah.
ever.
Oh, Zach Hill.
Drumming's
Man.
great.
Just
and
so
just, like,
intense.
and it's you know, it just gets stuck in your head.
It
does.
I fucks you in half.
I fucked you in
It's just Death Grips in a nutshell. It's just like,
yeah, it is.
yeah,
It's so
just
good.
blatant, disgusting imagery.
That's why they
I wanna
loves them.
Now that we've got like to the end of the album, basically.
Yeah.
Quick throwback to the track we haven't talked too much about, which is Warping.
Yes,
Some people theorise that the song Warping is about the life of a vinyl record.
I think it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely about a vinyl.
Falling out in tune, now my grooves are warping.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
All I do is lose my form.
I'm
Warping. But like, as much as it's not my absolute favourite song on the album, I feel like, you know, after the aggression of the first bit with
You need
Give My
it.
People Good Ideas,
Oh, yeah.
Hot Head Smokes, it's the Three Fingers Effect!
Thing
Yeah.
is,
But not
Thing
like,
is,
a bit more
though,
aggressive than that.
Yeah.
Because it's still hype.
pretty aggressive. Like,
It is.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get that first bit, which is originally why I didn't like the track, like until I re-listened to it again, I was like, oh, Warping's a bit crap, isn't it? But, like once you get past that first bit, you get like him going, and you get like the drums.
The drumming is weirdly steady on the track as well. It's unlike all the other tracks.
Yeah.
Where Zach Hill isn't going completely batshit.
Okay.
See, do you know, I think the thing is, they're all good tracks. I think they're all good tracks.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single one.
Oh,
The sounds
absolutely.
and everything
Yeah, yeah.
is amazing, all of them.
yeah.
I just think I'm more often in the mood for the angrier stuff. Cause
Yeah,
that's-
I agree.
When I want to
completely
listen to Death Grips, it's like, I'm going to listen to their intense angry stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I would
There
agree
goes
with
that.
that. Death Grips is great to listen to in the shower.
As we've alluded
I've
to
started doing
before.
it now.
Shower singing Death Grips is great. I don't know if you've ever. I mean, you've heard me listening.
I've heard you listen to it. I have done it twice now.
Have you heard me whilst listening to it shouting along?
Yeah. I was tried to film you once and it wouldn't. I couldn't pick up your audio. You're like, in the shower.
Yeah, I do my greatest MC Ride impression of it's just a great way to
You gotta
vent.
do it.
It's a great way to vent anger.
It is.
Indeed.
Ooh,
Angry boys.
Very nice, mate. So,
I think like you've said your favorite. Did you say your favorite track?
my favourite track, Bubbles Buried in This Jungle.
I was very.
Buzz Buried.
I've said my favorite track. What's your favourite track, Mike?
I was discussing
I
this
said
with Mike just
Bottomless
before.
Pit, but also Bubbles Buried in My Jungle was pretty
In
up
This
there.
Jungle.
In this jungle.
Because it's the only one that he, like, knows the lyrics to.
Well,
And I see you
we'll
singing
get
the
into
lyrics
two
to.
of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like
And
Bottomless Pit. I like Bubbles Buried in This Jungle. I like Three Bedrooms.
Oh, three bedroom, go.
Those are my three.
that's another banger.
Absolute banger.
Like when I got to 3 bedrooms in a good neighbourhood, I was just loving it. It was great. It's just
The lyrics are funny almost.
Yeah,
like,
they are. They make me laugh.
Nylons on veils, side bitches don't heal. Your table through my head, my body through your bed. It's just so over
When
the
he
top.
does it,
Yeah.
like my table fruit.
it's like
You're just like
the like lyrics remind me of a Tarantino film.
A little bit, yeah.
It's
Just how
like
gratuitous it is.
gratuitous violence, but for the fun of it.
yeah, it's true.
And that's what I love about it.
Just for the fuck of it.
Exactly.
That's from No Love Deep Web.
So yeah.
So,
I think we've
album of the year.
I was gonna say your favorite album.
10 out of 10. Oh,
I'd agree. 10 out of 10.
really?
I won't agree. I think so. I mean, I'm quite generous with my ratings. I'm not
I would
stingent.
say
It's got to be a 9 at
9.5
least.
out of 10.
Yeah, that rounds up to a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
well,
ain't rounding.
ain't doing no rounding.
2 significant figures.
Okay. 10 is 2 significant figures on 1 and a 0.
Yeah, no. But not. But 9.5 doesn't round to 10 on 2 significant figures.
Fine.
Get fucked.
We all know our opinions on this album. We love it. We hope you'll go listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're
So,
out,
I mean,
listen to it.
like,
when you need a shower.
if
listen to it.
you've never listened to anything like Death Grips before,
It is going to be a baptism of fire no matter what you listen to.
It took me so
Yeah.
many tries. A lot of
Same.
These guys know.
same.
It was a long
To be honest,
process.
I like when I hated Death Grips. I kind of like wanted to like Death Grips as well.
I admire that.
Just because,
Yeah, I
like
do.
half because like I kind of like it seemed fun to like Death Grips, but at the same time it was. I think if I think back to like the time where it was like the first time I listened to The Money Store and I went, hey, this is good. It was like I got the first 2 tracks in being like, I like these, and then I was like praying. I was like, please just let me like Death Grips so this can be over because it took so long for me to like these bastards.
Bastards. Yeah.
Damn, they're good fun.
They are.
Once you're into them, you're
I
just
just-
like, oh, I want to
yeah.
dive into it again.
It's just like I just sit on the bus listening to like
yeah.
Death Grips
Just
all the time.
MC Ride shouting in your
It's
ear.
just like it's yeah.
It's true.
You know,
You got the fever!
yeah.
Best Death Grips song, by the way, from the Money Store if you want to go listen to it. But we're going to talk about Money Store another time.
That'll be a classic.
For sure.
Definitely.
A classic?
Well,
We'll see if it's old enough. But regardless,
It's definitely
Not
not old
classic.
enough.
what are we going to talk about next time?
hey.
Next time.
Next
in-
time.
Next week
in
on this
15
podcast.
I mean,
A week's
in
time?
a week, we'll be talking about
We'll be doing
Blackstar.
David Bowie's Blackstar.
Mike's favourite album of the year?
I think not my favourite album, but my opinion the best.
It's up there.
I think
It's my.
I think it's my
We'll discuss.
top album.
We'll discuss.
Top
Ooh.
album of the year, I'd say.
This going to be good.
It's a
Indeed.
battle between that and Splendor and Misery, but
Ooh.
I think just because of how amazing
Amazing.
the concept of this album is.
It is pretty unprecedented. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It's a very 2016 album.
Yeah.
We'll get onto it.
Yeah.
Fuck 2016.
Whoa!
Fuck you in half.
Fuck
Mate.
2016 and a half.
This guy, he's.
This boy.
2016 was a great time. We've elected a meme as president. Yes!
Oh,
He's
no.
He's head of the environment. Denies climate change.
Hey.
Fuck me in half.
We'll speak to you on the next one, guys.
Yeah. Have a nice week.
Ciao.
And we'll have a nice,
Drink.
little drink intermission.
A nice swig of bleach before the next recording session.
Oh, need some mixer, guys.
Alright,
See you then.
Bye.
Ciao.